What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got another video today that goes over another common problem that you could run into if you just bought your C6 Z06 and for some reason it just dies. The battery dies after, like, I don't know, maybe one day for you, could be a week, could be 2 weeks. We're gonna go over that. Now, as you may know already, the C6 has a lot of electrical gremlins. That is just the beast of GM. So what are some things that you could look for on your Corvette? Now, they can draw power from a bunch of different places. So let's just start off with the basics. If you leave things plugged in, things are gonna die. That's just the way it is. A battery powers things. It's on standby all the time. Don't leave things plugged in. Example number 1. I have a radar detector. It's an Escort Max Cam 360C. Works great as a radar detector. Works great as a dash cam built in. But I have it plugged in down at the cigarette lighter because I go back and forth between my truck and the car. So if you leave it plugged in, it's just going to constantly run. That will drain your battery. So for my first tip, don't leave things plugged into the cigarette lighter because you can clearly tell the car's off and it is just going to run forever. Example 2 is going to be a oddball. I have an NPP muffler system, which means I can open and close the valves with a mild to wild switch. If you leave it as normal, leave it on, it'll act how it's supposed to act coming from factory, which means it will not draw. If you have it and you leave it off, just push off, it'll consistently take an electrical signal from down where the fuse box is and attempt to leave the valves open electronically. It'll just cut the circuit, but it'll remain powered. So if you have a mild to wild switch, when you are storing your car for longer than 4 days, 3 days, close the valves and make them act normal, or else you will come back to a dead battery. Now, the third thing to check for, which is probably the most overlooked and what is actually causing your problem. It's this now little useless tool called OnStar. Back in the early 2000s, OnStar was a big thing. Your car gets stolen, click OnStar. You're in an accident, click OnStar. It'll come save your life potentially if you allow it to, and you can actually reach it. If your hand is cut off, then, maybe use a tow. But anyways, it was great. It's not supported anymore. So you could click that and nothing's going to happen. They don't support the C6 anymore. What does that mean for you? If it's not supported, it's constantly looking to make sure that you're not in trouble. It's draining your battery. Now, the OnStar system has its button there. Click it, does nothing. You can tell nothing. It has this antenna right here. I have a very nice plaque letting everybody know that I have a 427 cubic inch motor, 505 horsepower. I like that. I think it's cool. It's a boomer mod, whatever. That's the antenna. You can disconnect that, but as long as you do this, you don't have to. So we're gonna come around to the other side of the car here. You're gonna go down, look at your nice Lloyd mat, peel it back, and peel back this layer right here, and that should reveal your fuse box. Come over to your diagram. You're going to see that OnStar is that one right there. Trace it up. This guy right here is your OnStar fuse. So grab your handy dandy little fuse puller, come over to the fuse, slip it over, pull it out. Now, fuses are useful, so don't just throw this away. Just throw it up here. I'll show you. You have a whole designated spot for about 4 fuses. So just take that little guy and tuck her away, because maybe one day your fuel pump relay is going to go out or something of that sort, and you're going to need some extra fuses. This is also a good time to show how the NPP system works with the mild to wild switch. So you have your receiver right here that is constantly looking for power from your remote. So if you leave that on, like push the button on, that will stop looking for signal, aka stop draining power. But if you leave this on, it'll constantly be looking for power because it wants to eliminate the valves from closing electronically. So leave it be. And that's about it for there. So go ahead and close your little trap door, get your Z06 floor mat. Oh, Oh, we left that out. Okay, sorry. Reopen, replace, reclose, re-floor mat, regain more battery. Other thing, not so common, but get aftermarket taillights. They are constantly DRL. They might search for power. Now, these are Morimoto's, so they don't do that. But if you get in Ferrari, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. The ones that look like they have some depth to them, those consistently look for power. And I know cars that have those and they drain their battery in a matter of just sitting for 2 days. So I don't have those. If you have those, that's another one of your culprits. Another thing you got to check is your, yeah, that's where it is, your alternator. As you know, these LS7s will spin forever. I spin this one at 7,500 RPM. Now, if you didn't know, these alternators have the same part number as a LS1, LS2, LS3, all the other LSs, pretty much except for the LS9. The LS9's on the other side, it's a different alternator. But this is another oddball case. It was just the case with mine. If you are spinning anything higher than 7,000, it will eat the alternator from the inside. Why? Pulley size. It was designed to stay around the 6,500 RPM range. If you're spinning this motor faster, it's spinning everything else faster. And when it comes to the alternator, if you spin the alternator faster without dropping down your pulley, you will fry the internals of your alternator, which will, in fact, not charge the rest of your car, and your battery will die faster. Now, that is about all of the problems that you have to worry about for the C6. If you have other things like other taps going somewhere, like, I don't know, an air fuel gauge, I have mine tapped to the correct location, which is going off of a power source that does not stay alive the whole time the car is off, like OnStar, you'll be fine. But if you have it tapped in a location where it's consistently looking for power, like a security system, and you're powering that security system and something else, you're going to experience more draw. That's not my case, so I don't have to worry about it, but that's maybe something you need to worry about. If you have any other info, maybe you're a C6 owner and I didn't mention something, mention it in the comments. I'm sure that there's going to be someone out there that went over everything I had and they're still going to have draw, and your comment is going to help them. And that goes a long way in this community because the help is needed. These are getting older. The tech manuals are hard to find. This is needed. So this is why I'm making this video. I don't know when I'm going to be making the next one. I do start a new job working on older like B-25 aircraft here tomorrow. Today's Sunday, so tomorrow probably going to drop this video sometime around like the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame like I usually do. But look out for that next one and hope you have a great day. If this video helped you, subscribe. If it didn't, still do it, and maybe I'll make a video that does. Deuces. Oh, side note, if you need a good trickle charger, get the Noco Genius 2. I think it's like 40, 50 bucks. Connects to your battery. I would put it on if it sits for like more than 4 or 5 days, like mine usually does. Just goes to a regular outlet, jumper, automatically reads what battery you have, and then you just set it and forget it.